Hi, I am Oleg Stoyanovskiy, and you are listening to A Space.
Hello there, and welcome to the A Space, the brand new podcast brought to you by the CV, a podcast where we'll be joined by some of the biggest names in world volleyball. Well, my name is Louis Letts, and I'll be today's host. Other occasions, it will be Dave Ross, and we will be joined by our superstars from the CV, Matt Rogers and Daniel Meanley. And today we have Matt here. Hi, Matt. How are you doing?
Hi, Louis. Good, thanks. Yeah, good to be here. Nice to be back again with a new player.
Yeah, it certainly is. Very much. Just know you guys, or for you guys, these episodes are being recorded remotely due to the current situation, and we are going to be releasing these alongside our unscripted and debate series, which will come out on Friday. Well, it's time to meet today's guest. He's a beach volleyball world champion. He's Russia's first ever beach volleyball world champion. He is the youngest ever beach volleyball world champion. He's the World Tour Finals gold medalist for 2019. He's also a CV under 18 and the 22 gold medalist. He's 23 and already becoming a legend of the sport. We would like to give the A Space welcome to Oleg Stoyanovskiy. Oleg, hello.
Hi guys, I'm very happy to be on your podcast. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh,
No problem. Thanks for joining.
Well, how are you and where are you at the moment?
I'm currently in Russia, in Moscow, in my hometown, and I'm in my flat.
So it's been
sitting in self-isolation.
Yeah, so you're obviously in the same situation as a lot of us right now. What have you been doing through these lockdown times? What's been keeping you sort of interested?
I think I'm like all of you, just sitting home and just doing nothing, trying to keep my body in shape to be continued to play next year, and waiting for the first training camps.
Are you managing to do any training, so fitness or at all?
Yeah, due to the situation, we have in Moscow especially, we have to get some permission to get out of the flat of your house, and that's a little bit problem for me, because there is only 2 free attempts like every week, and it's not allowed to make physical education by yourself. So you can't go to the gym, or you even can't run in park.
Wow, so you've been doing a lot of stuff in your apartment or in your house.
Yeah, like this, but not a lot. I'm still trying to go out, and it's like not an official, and we just should go back when we meet the police. Just this case happened with me a couple of days ago. I was in park and I met the police, and they were really polite and asked me to go back to my house.
Okay.
Really? Well,
but actually, it's penalty.
Oh wow.
Well, you are 2'7". If I was a policeman for you, I would be very polite as well.
They
sure.
didn't trust me. I tried to explain that I am Olympian, I'm future Olympian, and I have to go Olympics. So understand me, please. And that, no.
Maybe next year they will recognize you, Oleg. They will say, that's the man who said he would be an Olympian.
Yeah, that's absolutely crazy. But let's talk. We obviously have 3 episodes coming away, but what a year quickly at the start of this. 2019 was for you. A world champion and the World Tour champion, or the World Tour Finals champion. You must be so happy with 2019.
Yeah, it's my best year so far, but I'm looking forward to I looked forward to the 2020, but it's the worst year so far because I don't have like anything in this year. No training camps, no competitions, almost nothing. So, but
well, at least
I stay calm still.
Oh, there's one good thing, Oleg, is that everybody is in the same situation. So at least you're not falling behind anybody else. Everyone is currently feeling the same pain. So for our listeners, this is the first 3 episodes with Oleg, where we'll hear about his journey from playground, podium, and becoming a world champion. We hear more about himself and his personal life and his off-the-court endeavors in episode 2. And then in our finale, we listen to how Oleg and his partner Vyacheslav Krasilnikov did the double in 2019. Firstly, Matt, have I missed anything? And secondly, are you ready to rumble?
I'm ready to rumble, that's for sure. I don't believe we've missed anything, but we are learning as we go, obviously. So yeah, it's just good to see Oleg. It's not so good to see him in a Liverpool shirt, I have to say. This is obviously
from my coach.
This is audio only, but there may be a clip of that shirt coming out at some point. We never know.
And for anyone who knows me well, they will know that I'm a big Everton as well. So, Oleg, I'm having to cover my at times. Liverpool have caused me many a heartache in my time.
And I'm wearing black.
It's the hardest time for you now.
I'm wearing black. Does that make me the referee in between you two, Liverpool versus Everton?
I have no idea what I could beat Oleg at, actually. It wouldn't be volleyball. And I think if it was a boxing match, I think I would also lose. I think you've got me beaten in every
I can keep you on a distance.
Yes, exactly. Just put the hand on the head and say, stay away. Okay.
That sounds like my school life. Anyway, today is all about your playground to podium journey. So, Oleg, the first question is, where did it all start for you? Volleyball, sport? When did it start?
So actually, I was born in Moscow, and my father is a big volleyball lover. He also started to play volleyball when he was young in school, and then when I was born, like he was 29, he started to love beach volleyball, especially. And when I was 9, he brought me to the sports school in Moscow, and just I started to play volleyball.
So you chose volleyball. Volleyball didn't choose you. So that was a question I was going to ask.
It was not my choice actually, but I just walked with my father, and he brought me to the school and said me like, "That's your home for the next years."
And I think he might have been right. I think he was correct. That's a really intriguing story. One like myself, my father's a keen volleyball person. I wouldn't be in volleyball if it were my father too. Did you play any other sports before or during? I see you're a keen football fan and you enjoy your football, but did you ever play any other sport?
Yeah, I used to be a football fan more than volleyball, and I followed like almost every European championship, like Italian, English. I had a favorite team in every league. So, for example, Arsenal in England and like Milan in Italy and something like this. And then I also love to play football, but okay.
Were you a goalkeeper, Oleg?
No.
You would be like Peter Schmeichel.
Any position. No, Thibaut Courtois. It's my example. I think.
Ah, okay.
Why were you an Arsenal fan? Because of Arshavin?
Yeah.
Oh,
True,
wow.
exactly. Arshavin was on his peak when I was 12. So, and Russia, they were third in the European champs. So it's like a peak of interesting to football in Russia.
That was a very good Arsenal team as well that Arshavin played in. I remember watching some Champions League nights.
Yeah, that's 4 goals to Liverpool also.
I was going to mention that.
It was unbelievable.
That's my main memory of him, yeah. And now you're wearing a Liverpool top. What would Arshavin say?
Yeah, take it off. Get rid of it. Interesting. So you started volleyball at 9. How did you then become part of the Russian system? Did you play volleyball first and then transfer to beach volleyball, or did you very much choose to specialize in beach volleyball early?
Yes, when so like 10 years ago, there were no beach volleyball schools. It were only volleyball indoor, and we all had to start from this, and then maybe we can choose. And when I was 15, my father got to know some guys some coaches from the national team, from the young also, and he brought me to the one training camp in Anapa. And then I was noticed by the coach from Ominsk. It's club Ominsk, that's his name. And I moved to this city and started to play beach volleyball professional. Like I had a salary, small but salary.
Sorry, at what age did you move?
It was 16, 15,
Okay.
from 15 to 16.
Okay, and but before that, you were playing indoor volleyball quite often.
Yeah, that just was for school, and I was never like pretend to something bigger. I never dream big, and I was not so talented, I think, and also not so high in
Well,
this
you
age.
say, okay, you say, well, how tall were you when you were 12 or
When I was
13?
16, I was 196. That's I remember, and 12, I don't know actually, maybe 170. But
Okay,
still, it wasn't enough.
that's
I was like a fifth in my team
Oh
by
wow.
the height. Yeah.
how for many European people listening to this, they won't know the Russian structure of development. So when you were playing, did you play competitively or for school? How often did you train every week? Was it once a week? And then when you joined the national team at 16, how did your training look like?
So when I was in school, it was like the only competition we had. It's championship, city champion, no, city cup. Okay,
Yeah.
and we had 3 practice per week. Yeah, approximately. And when I changed to beach volleyball, when I moved to the club, to the Omnisk, and I had 2 practice per day, like almost every day, because we we were we count ourselves as a professionals.
There was a definite change in your thought process at 16 to think,
Yeah,
okay,
of course.
now I'm a professional.
Actually, no, I didn't have any 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 thoughts like this, but I just love to play beach volleyball, and that moved me forward.
One question. When you played volleyball, did you have a position that you normally played? Like were you a middle, an opposite, or an outside?
If we can call a middle blocker in a very young team, so I was a middle blocker.
Okay.
But
But you were hitting everywhere and doing everything.
yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
I would definitely have you on the right side.
I was going to say
If
the
you
same.
if you want to come and play for my indoor team, you can come and play on the right side at any time. Was there any temptation, because in indoor volleyball in Russia is such a big sport, so many world championships. You have Zenit Kazan, who have won the Champions League I don't know how many times. When you look at
4 in a row.
4 in a row over the past in the last
Yeah.
decade. When you look at the teams of Russia, when you were growing up, 2012, Russia, the Olympic Games, Mikhailo Mazursky, you name it, Grankin, all these great players. Did you ever think indoor volleyball would be more lucrative, or maybe something where you could be more successful than beach volleyball?
So it's a really hard question because I never imagined me in indoor volleyball. I don't know why. Because my father um, tried to explain that beach volleyball is better because he was on the beach volleyball side now.
It's an interesting answer. I think it's maybe one to what being so successful, that you've been so sort of driven to your love of the sport in beach volleyball, and you've never had that temptation to play both, which sometimes can be obviously a bit deceiving maybe.
And
Really,
you asked about structure. I can like add something more if you would like to know about especially structure.
of
So
course.
we have some like sports clubs who can play salary for players, but actually it's not very big. So it would help you in the start in the beginning, but then most of them change the profession and become like a normal profession, businessman or teacher or something like this. And we have a young national team, where we have some coaches, and senior national team, where we have different coaching staff.
Okay.
That's,
Yeah.
So you see quite a lot of people from your from those small clubs go into normal jobs, and
Normal
then you
life,
see the
yeah,
ones
normal life.
push forward into volleyball. That's
Oleg, can you remember where you were when Russia won the Olympic gold in 2012?
I
I
was
assume you watched it.
at my country house.
Okay.
Yeah,
oh, nice.
and I don't remember. I think I didn't watch it like
Okay.
live stream, but for sure I did a lot of repeats after that.
We're going to talk more about the Olympics in future episodes, but it's important for our listeners to know that Russia are yet, or they haven't won an Olympic medal yet in beach volleyball, which for me is always surprising. So Oleg, you're obviously looking to become the first Olympic medalist from Russia in beach volleyball.
Sure, but when it was the Rio Olympics in 2016, I also got a chance to go there, but the choice was made for more experienced team.
Of course.
Dmitry
Now you
Basuk
have,
and Nikita Lamin.
of course, through the continental side, continental cup side. Okay, interesting. We're obviously going to come to that in a later episode. But talking about who inspired you when you started playing beach volleyball? Was there a player that you looked to as being the best, or somebody that you aspired to be like?
I think it's just my father, because I don't need to be inspired by somebody or players. I didn't have like idol, maybe just couple people, but I just liked volleyball, and it continues from my young age to now.
Did you used to play against your dad? Did you ever play a
Yes,
competitive
many
game
times,
in a
many times.
competitive game?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is the record? Like, did he win earlier and then more recently you win, or?
No, we won. He never beat me in the professional level, and it was a tough game when I was 16 or 17. Yeah, it was a Russian championship, I think, like first stage of that, and we won 2-1.
Okay. Did you ever play together, or is he a
No,
blocker as well?
just maybe amateur tournaments,
Okay.
like for fun.
Yeah. Would he be a blocker as well? Would you have a two block
No,
system?
he's defender. For
Oh,
sure.
is he the perfect team?
He's 199 only.
Okay.
Only.
Yeah, only Louis.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Only.
Only, yeah.
Oleg,
Exactly.
you do know me, and you do know that I'm 167 over here.
Yeah,
so if you're saying,
but I am 2'7", and for me it's only 191.
yeah, you're almost two of me, but we both know that.
We can play in a spin-off of Lord of Rings.
Wait, Bilbo. You're not the first person to call me Bill Frodo. That's for sure. So you move to New City. You take up beach volleyball professionally.
Yeah, without
without
parents.
Yeah.
How was that?
So it was a special place where the sportsmen like me lived for the all time, and we had this special school where we have also special schedule for us, and we can learn. We can go to school between practices.
Okay.
So the day was structured around volleyball and academics?
Yeah, almost like this, but it was like normal school. We just had a special class. They had an agreement or arrangement or something like this.
And you train once a day or twice a day?
Twice a day.
Is that where you learned?
Most of the time.
Is that where you learned or continued to learn English? Because I mean, your English is very good, and I'm assuming that was at the same period, or have you picked that up after?
Yeah, I started learning English in school, and then I just continued to speak with the people because we traveled a lot, shown on competition, and I and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just over time, talk to people and learnt more. I guess it's important as a beach volleyball player because you're traveling most of the time. It's a small team that is traveling, and you need to navigate and find things, and it must be important.
Yeah, sure.
At that same time, when you were at school and studying, did you start to lift more weights at that time? Was that somewhere where you went to the gym, studied, and you took the weights more seriously?
I never been in a gym, so I never do weights or lifting. So my way is like different.
Tell us.
I practice it.
Wow. I've also never been in the gym either.
Different reasons.
I would just like to say.
Do you have another way like Oleg?
I've started running.
Tell us, how do you keep fit then if you don't go to the gym? What's your method?
I met my current coach in 2013. And also my father brought me to him, and he's ex track and field runner. He was runner with hurdles, 110, and he is ex record holder in Russia. He used to play. He used to work in beach volleyball club, so he knows the structure and how it looks like. So I started to he started to be my coach, and since that time we are together.
Wow,
that's fascinated me to know that that's your program. What do you do anything instead of the gym to get stronger through your core, legs? Do you feel that you need anything?
I do exercise with my own weight, no lifting, no special like really hard weights.
Yeah.
Just
have you ever
almost same, but it's more weight to the track and field.
Yeah, I'm really interested. Have you ever been injured? Any bad injuries or?
Nothing serious, fortunately.
Fortunately, yes. Touch wood.
Yeah, that's very good to know. As it's quite a route nowadays. As you see players get bigger, they spend more and more time in the gym. It seems.
Yeah, when I tell these stories to the players, they always look at me and stare at me like with big eyes and can't imagine how it could look like.
Yeah, we're going to the A space where Oleg Stoyanovskiy says, "I've never been to the gym."
Yeah, yeah. There's a quote.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
So you've we're gonna fast forward. You became the European under-18 champion 2 years after being at your new school where you focused on sports. Can you talk us through becoming a European champion at 18? What did that do for you psychologically and your confidence? And can you talk us through the journey?
At that time, we were one of the strongest team in our age in Russia, and when we went to this European champs, honestly, I never think that we could win this, but from match to match, from game to game, we played really better every time. We improved our game, and that gave us confidence in the final. Also with a lot of nerves. Yeah, a couple of them. It was the European champs who was taking part in Belarus, Molodechno. It's city Molodechno, so it's similar country to Russia. It was like home. Everybody support us, and that helps us.
You played 47 events with Artem Yarzukhin over a 4-year period. You had a lot of success with Artem as well. I remember watching you in Baden at the 22s and had the coaching a team that got beaten by you. How was that experience playing with Artem Yarzukin, including the under-22 championships, and what sort of friendship did you build through that time? It's a very important time together.
So we came a really long way. We started as a young team, and we came a long way to the really professional team. I think the almost top team, not from top 10, but really close. We had a couple of medals with him together, and a lot of great tournaments, like in Moscow 2017.
Are you still friends? Do you still speak?
Yes. We are still friends for sure. We had okay. That's it. We're still friends.
That's perfect. I remember obviously watching you in the under-22s. It was Russia versus Norway in the final in Baden. And I remember watching that game in the stand, and everybody was like, wow, this game is going to a new crazy level with yourself and Anders. Can you remember that game? Or was there a point where you just had confidence that you would go forward to be the best in the world?
Yes, I think yes, I can say that, and that was a great game and also a great tournament, because in Austria, the spectators always support you very loudly, and the crowd really loves volleyball, and it was a great experience to play there, especially in such a great final, because we were losing in the third set, 14-12, I think, and we managed to win this game very hard.
You mentioned being nervous at the under-18s in Belarus. Is nerves something that's always followed you through your career? Do you still get nervous? Is it something you've overcome?
Sometimes. I think it shows that I'm still excited before the game, and I love this game. If I don't have emotions, I don't like my profession.
Yeah, I completely agree. My mum always says, if you don't get nervous, then the tiger would eat you. So yeah, my mum talks some sense. So that's something I think. Sorry.
Oleg, what do you think was the big difference in you as a player between that under-18 and the under-22 event? What had changed?
That's two different people, for sure. I became more confident and more completely in the volleyball way.
You were obviously taller, I assume.
Yeah, also I was 2'3". Now I'm 2'7". I become taller.
Have you stopped growing?
Yes, I think yes now.
So have I. I have also stopped growing, unfortunately.
And in Baden, as Louis said, it was Anders you were playing against. You've played against him now a lot of times. Can you remember the first time you played against him?
Yeah, the first time was in Nanjing, in China, on the Youth Olympic Games in 2014. Yeah. It was a group stage, and it was a really easy win for us, actually.
How's your relationship? You're obviously two blockers who are taking this game to a new level. Say, you and Anders friends off the court?
Yeah, sure, I can say that. It's hard to say we are friends because we live in different countries. In my opinion, friends who contact every week at least and spend time. And we are friends during the tournaments.
Do you ever talk through the net during a game or not really? Like you as a person?
I don't do trash talk.
No, not trash, but also just little comments or a bit of fun, or are you someone that likes to focus?
No, never.
I'm a trash talker.
Yeah, you can imagine Louis at the net, can't you? He would be talking all.
That's the only way.
I'd need to try everything I could to beat you. So I'm trash would be one of for sure. Moving forward, 2018, you had 10 events with Igor Velichko. It was a short relationship for you guys, but you had some great experiences with Velichko. You took a second in Doha, and you won your first World Tour event in Xiamen, enough to broadcast that game. And you took a bronze in Moscow. That was a really good season for you, 2018, to develop again. Is there any feelings or experiences from that season that you would like to share with us?
Before this season, I was really excited because I felt that I could play on the big stage, like in the big tournaments, and I think I was almost ready to play on the higher level, and I thought that this season will be a step to the next level.
And it was right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
exactly.
You obviously took that second in Doha. That's your first time playing in a big final at senior level. Can you remember who it was against and how you felt and really what it was like to unfortunately lose that game?
Yeah, it was a final against Brown Musen, and I don't have a lot of memories from this game because we played really bad, and it was for sure not our day. And I don't know how we won the first set. Actually, we were losing during the whole set, and like in the end, they made a couple of mistakes, and we took the set. So more memories I had about the semifinal when we won Phil Dalhouser and Nick Lucena.
That's a great win. To beat Phil Dowhauser must be still one of your best memories from that time, obviously it is. How did it feel to beat Phil Dowhauser?
It was not the first time when I beat him, because we played a lot of times in Moscow because he always the first seed of the tournament, and when we were young, we got a wild card on the Moscow Grand Slam, and we were always 22nd, 32nd, sorry.
Yeah.
Is Phil Dowhauser one of the players that you would look up to?
Yeah, sure, because he is also goofy like me.
Yeah, he's goofy footer like you. Yeah, goofy footer, but he plays on the left side.
Yeah,
you play on the right, but
and also
the
we are
footwork
same
coming
height and maybe same weight, almost.
Yeah, Phil Dowhauser is a hero. He's one of the only volleyball players I get really nervous when I speak to. Still, I talk all the time, but when Phil Dowhauser is around, I get really shy.
I'm a bad copy of him, I think.
Yeah. Oh, no, I don't think so. But when I talk to Hauser, it reminds me of talking to a girl when I was 13 years old. I get that same feeling. How did you feel when you then went to Xiamen and you won? You obviously learned some lessons from Doha and you turned it into a victory in Xiamen.
So yeah, it was our third tournament for me and Igor, and we were not so high seeded there, but we got some lucky with the draw. We played. Oh, we played. We had Alvaro, Filio, and Simon second round, and then Samolov and Smelinj. Oh no, it was Doha. Who we played for? Sorry, nothing to say.
That's fine. Did you feel in the final in Xiamen that you learnt lessons from Doha that helped you win in Xiamen?
Not at all, because we were both nervous, even more than in Doha. because it was
Really?
a Russian final. Yeah, for the
It
first
was all
time.
Russian final.
I think all 4 Russian players were so nervous that everybody can feel it, especially our coaches. It was the worst game for us from us on the
I,
tournament.
I, I can remember broadcasting it as well. Yeah, I felt the same. It wasn't the best one, but it was a great one for you guys, for sure. You also took a bronze medal in Moscow that year, which is a phenomenal performance in a home 4-star. Was that another big career moment for you?
Yeah, sure, because we played in front of our home crowd, and Moscow is my hometown, and I always play good there. I always had a good result, and this third place it was really nice.
Yeah, I can imagine. So after 2018, you have one season playing with Igor Velichko. How did the partnership with Slava come around? I remember when I heard it was in The Hague at the European Championships in 2018. I was talking to one of your coaches, and he said next year, he was like, Stoyanovskiy, Krasilnikov. And I was like, whoa, this is going to be crazy. So how did that happen, and why?
Actually, me and Slava were really good buddies even before our partnership, and we spent a lot of time together, like watching some films or spend time during tournaments. And I started to negotiate with them like a year before. So I made scouting, and finally, yeah, he agreed with me that we have to play together and show what we can.
Do you really need to scout somebody who came fourth at the Olympics?
Yeah, sure.
Where is Slava now?
Slava is at home in his town in St. Petersburg,
Okay. When did you last see him?
in Doha.
Okay.
Do you miss him?
Yes, sometimes.
Sometimes.
But
Do you have contact? Do you talk on the video?
yeah,
And yeah?
yeah, sure. We talk a lot on the video, on the phone calls. But imagine if we spend like 9 out of 12 months together in one room,
Yeah.
we still need a bit rest.
Yeah,
For sure. Beach volleyball is like a marriage, right? It's
True.
yeah, you can sort of go through those times. It's fascinating to know that story from your perspective, though, to know that you guys were good friends and then it happened more naturally. But I'm sure that the Russian coaches seemed like they were excited in The Hague, and it seems like it was a great decision from you guys to get together. When you did come together, a second in China, in Yangshao, a bronze in Vegas got your partnership off to a very good start. Perfect, well, not quite perfect, but a very good start. Can you remember, how was the dynamic between Slava? It must have been lots of confidence from those results.
You mean after these 2 tournaments?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good start, sure. And for Slava, he's a really experienced player. He was on the Olympics, and at that time, I still have to improve my game. And this result was like a push for us to the next level also.
What has been your harshest lesson? So what was your biggest learning throughout the development of your career?
I think the harshest lesson was like in 2019 in Warsaw when we took a fourth place. It was fourth place in a row after Prague or after Ostrava, and it was really hard for us because we did a great job these 2 tournaments. We were in semi-final, but every time something we lost
And
during these games.
you said Warsaw, is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember watching that game. I wasn't broadcasting it, but you played the Vikings in the semi-final, and it was 14-11, wasn't it? And then it was something, I've got the scores here somewhere, but you ended up losing in overtime after having quite a few match points. Yeah, we have one last question for you. What would be the top 5 moments of your career so far?
For sure, the first is the World Championships. Then I think it's the Rome finals. Also, third, it's the bronze in Moscow in 2017 with the Artem, because it was a really surprise for us, our game in that tournament. We beat so many great teams during the tournament, and the medal was like really crazy for us, because it was the last tournament before the Vienna Championships, and everybody need points. So we beaten Holland, Spain, Latvia, and Brazil. So it was really great. The fourth, it, I think, Yacht Olympic Games in Nanjing, and then U22 in Baden.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
That was easy.
Yeah,
I guess number 1 and 2 is quite simple. So you've only got to
Not
decide
so many
3.
victories I have.
Yeah. I mean, once you're a world champion, that's
That's
maybe
enough.
only one. There's only maybe one other medal that could top that, right? And we know which one that is. Well, I think that's all we've got time for in episode 1. Oleg, thank you very much. That was epic, and we can't wait for the next episode. To Matt, thank you very much for your time and knowledge. And listeners, make sure you subscribe, tell your friends, suggest guests. You can even send us questions to ask the best volleyball players in the world, but please use the hashtag #LetVolleyballTalk. And finally, from myself, Louis, let the A space CV. Thank you for listening, and we look you along next time.